Can you see that? Take a good look at that. It looks like a blooming white flower, isn't it? That actually is a tomato horned worm, and it's covered with what I believe is what they call the parasitic wasp. And that's the way nature take care of my pest and my bug problems here. I try not to use too much precautions because I know that Mother Nature have its way of taking care of this problem, and that's one good thing right there. To have a lot of that parasitic wasp in your garden is very beneficial for your organic garden. That's one of those balance of nature that you want to maintain in your garden. Those parasitic wasps will infect any tomato horned worm and kill them in the process. So one of the reason why I do not like using pesticide of any sort is for this reason. Mother Nature have its way of taking care of things that are undesirable in your garden. So there it is. It's very hard to focus on it right now. My camera is refusing to focus. I believe it's because of the humidity. But as you can see, the tomato horned worm there is covered with parasitic wasp. I don't know if that's the egg form, in which when it hatch, it will overtake that body and feed on that tomato horned worm, and that's a good type of bugs to have around in your garden, are the parasitic wasp. Okay, just another good thing that Mother Nature provide for our organic garden. This horned worm covered with parasitic wasp egg. I believe I'm saying it right. I'm gonna look into it again because I have mentioned parasitic wasp so many times that I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right information. But as far as I know at this point, my memory is telling me that this horned worm covered with parasitic wasp. I'm sorry about the jumping of the camera. I have this fly and mosquito trying to bite me because I'm all sweaty. It's very hot right now, so hot. Now, you'd say, what in the world are you doing with that fig tree? Well, as you know, take a look around my surrounding. This is just my front yard, and as you can see, all around me are trees and flowers that attract all type of birds. Bugs, insects. And so one of the things that I have to worry about are the birds coming to feed on my fig trees. And these fig trees, I have one here which is doing very well. As you can see, it's growing nice and big. And I have another one right there which is pretty much on a very early stage. And one of the problem I had last year is they did put out some fruits, not that much, but I got to taste one, and the rest the birds have feasted on them. So this year I'm trying to be a little more protective of my fig tree so that I could maybe taste about a dozen or so, hopefully. But they do have quite a good amount of fruit this year. I don't know if it's showing through this net. This net will kind of discourage the birds from going in there and feed on the figs, that fruit. But I noticed that putting this type of protection, although it might not completely prevent the birds, squirrels, and any type of bugs and pests to go in there and feed on the fruit, I guess it will deter or discourage some, so that I might have a few for myself and my husband. So for now, this is how we are protecting our fruits. Eventually we'll have this well secured with other form of protective net. We do have fig trees which we've been having for over 10 years now, and they have been giving us our pear trees, I'm sorry. So those, we started protecting them with nets, and now we just let it be because they really put out a lot of fruit, and sometimes it goes to waste. Although now that we have poultry, our chicken benefit from our surplus figs and pears. So for now, this is one way we protect the fruit, which we can reach with our hand because it's low enough. I just put this material like a net and kind of help just deter some bugs, some, not all, and discourage the birds from feeding on my figs fruit. That's one. That's another thing that I'd like to share with you. And there are ways we can protect our fruit so that not only the birds and insects could enjoy it, but we also can benefit from it.